Yo, what's up guys? We are back on Zombie Defense, and this is probably gonna be my last video I actually make on Zombie Defense, mainly because for you guys that do know, I did take a month off of the game, and I kind of like just stopped gaming in general for an entire month, and I kind of decided to go ahead and make my decision on if I actually wanted to continue to play this game or not, and I just decided, you know what, I think it's about time to go ahead and just quit the game overall. And there's a lot of factors why I'm actually quitting. And so we'll go ahead and talk about like a couple of the issues that I have with the game, that I've had with the game, and there hasn't really been much incorporation into those issues. And keep in mind too, some of the issues that I have, the community also has as well. So I just wanted to go ahead and just say a couple things before I go ahead and quit the game completely. But yeah, let's go ahead and just talk about like a couple of the issues that I have. And the first one's going to be the new wave system. And so pretty much when the new wave system was introduced about like a year and a half ago, right? It was super laggy and it was unplayable. And realistically, when I first actually did it, I actually got to 250. A lot of you guys already know that. And it took me about 8 to 9 hours to get to 250, and it was super laggy. And realistically, I didn't use any gold, I didn't use any nukes, I was just shooting the entire time, and it was just super laggy that it was almost unplayable. And they kind of incorporated a little bit into fixing it, but realistically it was only a band-aid. And even though I keep on pushing for them to go ahead and try to make it less laggy, unfortunately it's still super laggy. And as you guys can see right here, I'm number 1 for the new wave leaderboards. However, that took me almost 10 hours to get, and that's really not something I wanted to do. But realistically, I didn't die, I decided to quit, but it was still super laggy. So that's another reason why I'm leaving, after me consecutively telling them, hey, can we fix this, can we fix this, can we fix this. Their method of fixing it was dumbing down the zombies, making it a lot easier for people to get on leaderboards, making it a lot easier for them to kill stuff, which is all right, you know. But realistically, the zombies that have the higher HP just make it super laggy. And I've just been trying to reiterate that, like telling them like, hey, the HP is like super high, not exactly the bosses, but like the mini zombies, and still it's super laggy. So that's one of the reasons why I'm quitting. Another reason why I'm quitting is because of the balance of the game. It's kind of unbalanced, and I've reiterated this with the owner. I've told some of the people that work on the team, and there is nothing on there that's actually like pretty much getting fixed. And so you guys already know this. I've been pretty much playing this game since I first started playing Roblox back in 2021, I believe. And as you guys can see right here, I have 170 days played. And realistically, when the update dropped where they made everything super easier, it's super easy to get money and super easy to get XP. And I think that's just one of the biggest middle fingers you could give to some of the old players, you know. And I talked to this with some of the people, some of the OGs. A lot of them already quit over time just because they weren't exactly happy with the advancements that this game was doing. But pretty much they made it so easy for some people to pretty much not even be half of my time, right? You have pretty much less than 50 days, and they're already at like 1,000 XP, or a lot higher than 1,000 XP, and they have less than 50 days. So that's just probably one of the biggest middle fingers I could think of towards not only just me, but other OGs that have been playing for like 1 year, 2 years, 3 years tops. And this is something I've just gone over with a couple other people too, because there's a lot of other people that are going to be quitting once I quit. And I just decided, you know what, nail in the coffin. So that's another thing, how people are it's so easy for them to get XP. And it's a little bit more easier for people to get gold compared to back in the day, but realistically they did nerf it. But I did tell them to nerf XP, and they still haven't really done it. I've told 2 people, and they were just kind of brushed it aside. So that's why I'm kind of brushing this game aside as well. Another big thing too is the teeny taskers and people that use third-party applications, is they only get a slap on the wrist. And it's really up to them, you know, if they really care about tinny tasking or not. But personally, for me, you guys know me. A lot of you guys have been in my VCs whenever I do high waves, whenever I'm doing other things, new waves, or whenever I'm just playing nonstop. And you guys already know that I last like 48 hours at one go. And it just seems like right now there's a big fluctuation of people that are using like third-party applications, and they don't really care about it as much, and they'll just go ahead and give them a slap on the wrist and let them continue playing. So at that point too, like that's pretty much one of the things that's kind of like throwing me out, and throwing 2 other people out as well. Another thing as well that I could go ahead and say is that with the advancements of the games, like there has been like a lot of other stuff that has been incorporated into the game and stuff like that. But I'm going to go ahead and talk about some of the leaderboards as well. There have been people that have cheated and they have been caught. People that have made multiple accounts, for example. And I'm just going to go ahead and just highlight this because they said they were going to take these off, but they never did. So pretty much all these guys right here, number 5, 6, 7, 8... and I don't know. Yeah, it might be 9 as well. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm going to assume it's 9. So before there used to be a lot of accounts on here, right? And so pretty much the way that you could usually tell if someone's cheating or not, and I'm going to go ahead and tell you guys this, is because usually whatever wave they have here, you would usually incorporate to their level as well, or how many kills they have. And pretty much like if you're on one leaderboard, you should be on multiple leaderboards. But if you scroll down, right, these guys right here, for example, number 5, he is not on here at all, so his level is below 377. And if we go over here and look over here, right, we're gonna look for his exact username, and so far I don't see his username, I don't see his character at all. So he's below a level 377 and he's played less than 15 days. Usually people that have that don't exactly get on leaderboard this easy, but these were all alt accounts. For some reason they left them on there. They said they were going to take them off, and they have not done it. So that's another thing. There's a lot of people on leaderboards that actually aren't supposed to be on leaderboards as well. I usually help manage it with like 3, 4, 5 other people. And I could definitely say that there's some people on this leaderboard that will leave their PC on for like 3, 4 days, and it's pretty crazy, you know. Aside from that, you know, there is a couple other cheaters that are on here. Mainly, I'm going to go ahead and just state this outside because we've already seen you Teeny Task. And for you guys, I don't know how people catch people on Teeny Task. I'm going to go ahead and just show you guys so you guys have an understanding of how, like, some of us go ahead and find people that Teeny Task. So pretty much, what you're gonna do is you're going to go to the per games. And you're going to go ahead and pretty much search up a username, right? You're going to search up a username, and I'm going to go ahead and show you guys on the screen. You go to per games. Once you're on per games, you're going to search up a username, for example, for mine. And I'm going to go ahead and hide my webcam for this one so you guys could see. You go and you see how many games they have played, right? And you're going to go ahead and look for any variations of where a person continuously fails a game over and over and over again. And that's pretty much how you could tell when someone's teeny tasking. And you could actually go ahead and do research on other people. Like, for example, we're going to go back over here and just look at let's look at pigs are good. So this guy, let's see how many games this guy has. So you guys could go ahead and see like how we pretty much go ahead and identify this. And I'm going to go ahead and put my webcam back up so you guys have an idea of how we, not the developers I should say, because the developers are kind of lazy when it comes to like actually like doing the stuff that they are supposed to do. I mean, at the end of the day, it's their game, so it's their decision. But realistically, for people that actually play the game, there's a group of us that actually keep an eye on leaderboards just to make sure people are valid. So we're gonna go ahead and put pigs underscore are good, and then we're gonna see he only has 9 games played. Do you guys see that? 9 games played right here, but somehow he's there. Doesn't make sense, right? I'll go ahead and put another one like RIBS73 underscore ALT3. And then for this one right here, he only has 8 games played. So realistically, there's a lot of auto accounts on there. There's a lot of people that have cheated on the game. And realistically, that's like one of the main issues too. Since I'm like one of probably the only legit players that are still like playing. I'm going to say this for sure. I know for a fact that ZKA is a legit player. I know for a fact that Pills is a legit player. I'm almost 100% certain too that From Ashes to How's a legit player. And I want to say that from my understanding, Frozen is also a legit player. At first there was a couple doubts, but we have kind of reviewed, and all these people for sure are legit players. And I will definitely say that for sure Carl Paul is a legit player. Number 3 right here is a legit player. And that's pretty much it. And so what I like to do too is, because I always play the game, because I am a content creator, but first and foremost I am a player. I always try to seek fairness and try to make sure that the game kind of is a little bit more fair. And due to like all this stuff that's kind of like been continuously happening, where people are just making multiple accounts trying to get on leaderboards, where people are just using the system, where people are just using third-party applications, and pretty much when there are some games issues that have not been resolved, like for example like new waves, I've pretty much been telling people like, hey, And I've told the owner, I told some of the developers, I told some of the managers, like, hey, can we go ahead and just try to fix this? Or sometimes when, in order for me to prevent teeny task, and I'll go ahead and tell you guys this as well, I've actually asked the developers to go ahead and incorporate bosses every 100 waves for old waves and every 100 waves for new waves. They still haven't done that, even though I've told them this for about 4, 5, 6 months. And another thing too is like when you go ahead and play, for example, and I'm just gonna go ahead and load up. I'm just gonna go ahead and spam some stuff too, so you guys have an idea. And this is a way that I know that some people teeny task, and they still don't do anything about it. Pretty much, you could go ahead and start this, right? And from what I've heard, because I know some people have been doing this, pretty much they'll go ahead and put like a button right here. They'll leave the cursor here and they'll have like an automation that pretty much clicks it every like so often. I'm not exactly sure the intervals because I'm not exactly 100% sure how they do it, but I have figured out from one of the people that were pretty much, we had a like heated discussion a couple years back. I don't really care anymore, but I know there's multiple people doing this because I always hear this. My community always talks to me. They tell me about this. They say it's unfair. And at the end of the day, I try to go ahead and reincorporate this to the developers. But if they don't care, then there's not really much we could do, you know. But pretty much, that's pretty much it. And I'm just going to go ahead and tell you guys this. If the developers are watching this, I would just suggest, like, go ahead and put, like, bosses every 100 waves for old waves and new waves. Go ahead and whenever you click on this, right, don't leave this here. Like, put this, like, make it bounce the screen over here, or put a code like how there was in the special missions, because that's the code for the special missions was my idea. It did get incorporated, and for all the people that are upset about that, you know what? At the end of the day, if you have your PC on, screens on the entire time, and you're not actually playing, are you actually playing the game? Are you actually, like, grinding for the stuff? Or are you just going to go ahead and just cry about it at the end of the day because, oh, I can't go ahead and teeny task anymore? Because realistically, I hate cheaters. And at the end of the day, too, I'm just going to go ahead and show off all my items because at the end of the day, this is pretty much all that I have grinded for over the couple years that I have been playing, which is just crazy. Whenever I just look back at this, I'm like, damn, I really went a far, far way. And it's just pretty crazy. Like, have you ever seen anyone with 13,000 of these electric turrets, 17,000 of the slimes? Like, come on. Spikes, like, legitly, like, when you look at someone's inventory, too, is another way you could tell if they're a legit player or not. And it's just pretty crazy, you know, like laser killers, we have our plasma turrets, and then it's like over here we just have a lot of other miscellaneous stuff here as well. It's just very crazy in my opinion. And last but not least, I'm pretty much going to go ahead and show my builds that I use, because I know there are legit players out there. And since I am quitting, I am going to show you my third best base. I'm not going to exactly show you guys all my bases. I'm just going to show you my third best because the people that are legit already know what my best base look like. Or I should say some of them do, because I want to go ahead and just share this information with people that actually play the game. And I already know a lot of people that are going to be teeny tasking. You guys aren't going to have that many inventory and stuff like that. But this is pretty much the best base that I have. It's one of the top 3 that I have. Unfortunately, it is number 3 and I'm not going to show you 2 or 1. But this is what it does look like. And I'm just showing you guys this because this is pretty much me saying goodbye. I hope this helps you guys out to the extent, because I'm not going to be here anymore. Another thing I'm going to go ahead and mention. Another big reason why I'm quitting is because of the base builds. And for me, it's like I don't really mind making the bases for other people. However, I will say this. When people feel entitled that I have to make them a base, I don't like that at all. Like, I never tell people, like, pay me to make you your base. I never tell them, like, hey, do this for me to make your base. I make your base for like, nothing at all. It's out of my free time, and it's pretty much time that I'm donating to you guys. But when people go ahead and tell me, like, hey, you have to do this for me right now, or, like, you have to do this is unacceptable, and they falsify rumors, because there has been a rumor before, but we were live streaming that he was going to go ahead and spread rumors about it. So pretty much, I just thought it was crazy. So that's one of the another reason why I'm quitting. And this is pretty much the base that I use for both old and new waves. This is mainly a new wave build. For old waves, this isn't exactly the best base to use for old waves, but this is one of the best to use for new waves. And if you guys don't have these cave turrets, because I know they haven't fixed the cave turrets, you're pretty much not going to make it that high. Because realistically, the cave turrets do carry. And just to go ahead and show you guys that I am actually completely done with the game, because I know some people are going to be like, oh, he's just going to quit for a small amount of time. I'm going to go ahead and do something that the original 8 did. And pretty much for you guys that do not know this, the original 8 were people that actually showed me how to play the game. And to this day, I still think they are way stronger than me, even though they quit and they deleted their progress. But at the end of the day, you know what? The 8 of you were right when it came to zombie defense. And it hurts me to say this because I'm going to lose a little bit of pride of this, but you guys were right. I was wrong. I thought the game was going to go ahead and move in a different direction, and there wasn't just the issue of the new waves. There's multiple other issues that were with the game which have not been corrected, but at the end of the day, you guys were right. And so I'm gonna go ahead and follow you guys' example, and I'm gonna delete all my progress, and this is gonna take 10 seconds to delete everything I have in my inventory, and then this is pretty much where I'm gonna go ahead and quit the game forever. So 2, 1, and just like that, I should not have anything. We're gonna go ahead and continue. And I believe it is done. You were kicked from the experience, so that's pretty much it. So I do not have anything else in the game. I'm gonna go ahead and load back in real quickly, just to make sure that this is pretty much the end of my zombie defense career, because realistically, alrighty, there you guys have it. Level 0, nothing in the inventory. Thank you guys so much for the dedication to the stream. Really do appreciate it. And for you guys that have been asking, because I know I've told this to a couple of OGs, some people that have been playing me for a while. What am I gonna do with the videos that are on YouTube? And I'm just gonna pull them up right now, real quickly, just to go ahead and show you guys the videos that I have for this game. Where are they at? I need to figure out where they're at, though. That's the first thing. So I'm just gonna go ahead and talk a little bit over it, I guess, because I do not know where my zombie defense playlist is at. Where is it? There it is. So my zombie defense playlist has a total of 111 videos in it. I'm gonna go ahead and just leave this up for people that want to go ahead and get base builds, because there are base builds in here as well. So if you guys want to go ahead and look back at that, you guys definitely can. If you guys want to go ahead and look at designs for how to get the most kills, it's in there as well as how to get the most presents. And I think that's pretty much it. I will pretty much, there's going to be one video that posts before this one, but pretty much, I think I'm pretty much going to go ahead and upload this tomorrow. I might post it later on today, but yeah. Feel free to look at any of these videos. Pretty much all these videos have good base build designs. But yeah, thank you guys once again so much for your dedication to my streams, to the video. And before I leave as well, I think I'm just going to go ahead and do this just because it's been a while. So I'm going to give this game a thumbs down before I leave, just because the stuff that I have been asking them to do, whether it's been fixing the leaderboards, whether it's them pretty much trying to fix new waves, whether it's them putting more measurements to stop people from actually cheating in the game, they haven't done. So if my voice doesn't matter, then I'm just gonna go ahead and give it a thumbs down. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I'll see you guys on the next one. Till then, take care.